Okay, now everybody hates Trump. Um, and this lady I used to talk to named Katrina Palmer, she used to say the trumpets in the Bible are representative of Trump, and this was like 2014. Trump ran for president in 2016, so he was like actually thinking about running for office at the time. So she didn't just randomly think of Trump, but it was like kind of like she was right because now he's like been in the forefront for a while. And Obama, remember Obama? Everyone like Obama. Anyway, I was watching like this video a long time ago talking about how I guess how they do AI, but how they create the beast. It didn't say create the man. It said how it was like somebody hacked into the blueprint of how they create AI of Obama, the Obama AI. Why would they need to create him as an AI? Why would he not just be able to go in person, to go to speeches and stuff? And then they would slow down his speech. Okay, let me get back. Let me slow down and talk about the blueprint said for the AI. Like it would be like details on how to make the beast eyes, details on how to make the beast face. Like everything that it said, it described it said the beast. It didn't say, it could have easily just said the person, but it would call a person a beast, like as if we're not humans. Like they want to say that they're trying to call people beast or something. And God made us as humans, not beast. So anyway, but like the book, The Protocols of Zion, was saying that the Jewish people want to make man into beast. They want to make men act like beasts. They don't want them to be civilized and have the values and things that God wants us to have, that He outlined and detailed that we're supposed to have in the Bible. It tells you how you're supposed to behave and things. The Jewish people say they want men to be competing with each other. They want them to be killing each other. They want them to behave more like animals, like blind animals, blindless in rage, just looking for the money, just looking for the food, just looking for the water, like not not respecting others, not helping others climb up to where they're at. Instead, no, I like pushing them down. So, anyways, I was just thinking like about the antichrist and like how you see all these random videos of like Obama now popping up, and now Obama seems to be like I haven't looked at him too much, but I think like Obama feels like people feel like, oh, Obama was a great president now. They feel like Obama's like Obama's like the voice of reason, and Trump is a complete disaster or something. So I know if you've watched my other videos that I've said that this next year, 2026, we're walking into the year of the pale horse, the year of death and hell. So the year of killing, of the year of violence, where people are gonna completely kill each other. And it says in the Protocols of Zion that the aristocrats will be killed. The aristocrats will be killed for their money. Like that. That is the objective of the Jewish people, you know. And it's really sad because some of them are not even bad people. So that means that anybody well, do you see the way the scales are very uneven right now? And that is, we're in the year of the black horse. We're in the 2 years of the black horse, where the scales become very uneven. Like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So next year, the poor people are gonna kill the rich. And just like there was like a T-shirt at the story store that said "Eat the Rich." So, anyways, people will be like savages. They're gonna just like go crazy. You already see it. You already see it happening in the big cities and stuff where people are just like ready to like fight. Like they just like have lost their minds. They're ready to like go crazy. So anyway, I mean the way the Uber Eats drivers are stealing food, the way the Uber Eats drivers are getting abused, and probably Uber drivers too. Um, the government is set up to fail. The government is set up to not be able to protect people and to fight crime. It's set up to not fight crime. You know, I might be saying too much, but you know, my friend who, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Okay. This is like, that was off subject anyway. So anyway, Obama Nation. Let's talk about the Obama Nation of Jesus. And I remember when I was talking to Katrina, she's my spiritual mother though, the one that I said. She said Trump is like a trumpet. Anyway, so when I was talking to her back in 2014, Obama was the president, and that was like right when they allowed gay marriage. That was like the big thing that happened like that year, was like that Obama like allowed for gay marriage to be allowed. And she was like, this is marking danger for this country. Like, this is like, God hates gay people. He hates that more than any other sin, pretty much. That sounds terrible. But she was like, she didn't say it like the way I say it. I just was blunt. She was like, that is just like a sin that he like especially hates, because it would prevent like life from being born, because a man can't have sex with another man and have a baby. So I mean, giving life is the most important thing that a human can do. So that's why God especially doesn't like that sin, because that is like trying to corrupt his whole creation. So anyway, so let's go back to Obama. Is he even a real person? Because why did they have to have that blueprint on how to create the beast? And they were talking about Obama, and then in that video it would show clips of and these were really smart guys, that some smart YouTuber that, you know, had these clips of him at a speech, and they would be so focused on it, like they would zoom in and show you that it wasn't real. This was like really a long time ago, and they already were pointing out that everything is AI. Like, they would show you the defects. They would zoom in on people's hands and see that they had like multiple fingers, or like that their ears would be looking weird. Like, everyone in the audience was AI. Like, I'm telling you, they had this technology back then. They're just now admitting it to you by showing you all of these videos on YouTube that are AI. But they've been had that technology, because they AI'd Obama. Obama was AI. Like, I wonder if he's even a real person, or if he is just AI. Because they had to make a president black, and is he even a real person? Like, would a black man even be president, or was he just an AI? I mean, the way he talks is weird. It's not even like a human. Humans don't talk like Obama. He has like a specific way that he talks that's like a robot or something. I guess just to say all the right things, to push all their agendas that they want to push, and be like the peacemaker. Like, what if he's the antichrist? Because everybody would like him, you know, if trouble were to come and everything, and then he could be like the one. This is what it says in the Protocols of Zion, and you realize like the Jewish people, I don't know, they just, never mind. Okay, the Jewish people wrote well, they didn't write it. There was like a person that snuck into one of their secret meetings that recorded everything they said. So what it says in the Protocols of Zion is that, because they want to take over the kingdom of heaven by force, you know, they think that they're the chosen people, and that it's their job to create all these problems so that they can stay on the throne of the world, which isn't the throne of heaven, you know, which is, they try to take over the world and don't believe in heaven. They think that God abandoned us or whatever. So anyways, I feel like it's their job to create all this corruption so that they can take over. So anyway, it says we will fan the flames of anarchy. That's what they say. We will fan the flames of anarchy. So that people will be so poor and desperate that they will be asking us for help, that they will be desperate to ask the government for help. And that is when they will bring in the Antichrist. so that once they bring in the antichrist, they will do whatever he says, because they won't have because they'll be so desperate, so they'll give up. Like, I don't know what they'll, like, it didn't say what they'll give up, but we can't imagine that, they're trying to turn people into AI or something crazy. Like, they'll give up their rights, let's just say. But this is all just a theory or hypothesis or whatever. It's all just an idea, that's just came to me from out of nowhere. So I'm like, maybe there's something to it. Maybe it's true. I don't know. It's just, maybe that's what God's telling me, because he just suddenly was like strong about Obama. He was just like, I just suddenly felt like something is strange about Obama, and creepy that they would make him, that they would have to figure out how to create the beast through Obama. Like, how to create an AI robot that is Obama. Like, that is as if he is nothing but an AI robot. An AI put on the TV screen. Because the guy would show clips of how that there's just a green screen. So they were, what was Obama too lazy to go to his meetings? So, because they would show the border around his head and stuff like that, and show that it would glitch, and that you could see where it was messing up and stuff like that, and with their eyes and stuff, too. It's all why some people think that their celebrities are like reptilians, but if they can't control, I guess let's talk about Obama first, okay? Why would he not just go to his meetings? Why would they have to, the guy didn't even think that he was just a complete AI. He was like, it appears that he's in his office, and they had to green screen him as if he's at this place. But then when he'd zoom in on the people in the crowd were also AI. Yeah, like I say, because they'd have multiple fingers, their shadows wouldn't be adding up, their ears would be all messed up, and then, but from far away, the crowd looked normal, of course, because unless you were like a really detective person like this guy was, which they took down all those like real proof channels where they had like a lot of real proof, So, I just remember when I used to watch YouTube all the time, when I had like all this free time, I would just sit there, watch all these truth channels, and then there were like one day, my channels being taken down. There were like all these truth channels just disappearing. They're just deleting people's channels. So anyway, but like say you noticed how, well, in other videos they show like how the celebrities' eyeballs will be, dang it, I keep doing that, I hate that. Celebrities, it's because I'm tired, I'm like sliding down. Their eyeballs will be glitching, ours will be flicking weird, like stuff like that, like looking crazy. What if they just couldn't control them all the time? Like, what if the celebrities would be like lashing out, like they wouldn't want to cooperate? So then they just AI them in, and that's where their eyeballs will be looking crazy, or whatever, they'll be glitching because they didn't really want to do something, so they just like made an AI person and like pretended like they were at some place where they weren't, and like made them say a bunch of stuff that they didn't even really want to do or say, or like, or they could put posts on their profiles that they didn't want to post, like Tila Tequila. I remember she was going crazy. That was like crazy to me. I watched all these videos like where Tila Tequila was like exposing the Illuminati. She was like saying crazy stuff, and then the next thing you know, like her profile was deleted, and then she was like, it was just showing her as if she was like obsessed with sex, and just like that was the only thing that she was about all of a sudden. But before, she was saying a bunch of crazy stuff about all this, crazy stuff that was going on, like stuff that would make it seem like she was insane, like it honestly sounded like she was talking about, there was like that alien from Alien versus Predator, and like saying that Alien versus Predator guy with the tiny mouth, inside the big mouth, was like eating people's eyeballs or something, and like planting chips in their brain or something crazy. Like, I don't even know, but it was weird. That was creepy. I feel like she said something like that. I think she did. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think she said that. Maybe she said that. I'm not lying. I heard it, but it could have been a different video. But what did Tila Tequila say? It's probably not important. Because if I can't remember, it's not important, you know? But she was saying crazy stuff like that. Like, about, like, demons and about, like, I don't know, the clouds and, what did she say? Maybe she had a vision or something. I don't really remember, but I just, because it was too crazy to remember even what she said. It was something you would never really expect, like, for somebody to say. She said it was like a chocolate chip on the crazy, like, the alien's mouth. At the end of the mouth was like a chocolate chip that would go into people's eyeballs. So I'm like, what if that's like the mark of the beast? They're gonna like do that to you. They're gonna try to like implant like something in your brain or implant some chip. Like that's, I mean, that's what people actually do think. Like it's gonna be like a chip either in your right hand or in your forehead. So no, I would never in my life do that. That is crazy. Like I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. But anyway, that might be what they're gonna do or like try to do. You know? Well, anyway, I love y'all. Have a blessed night.